Okay, so this is a Fontanini nativity village. So we're going to start off with each figure. So, this is Gilliam. He is watching, he is looking for sheep, as you can see. Then we move to the shepherd's area. So this guy is asleep in a hay bale. And I'm not going to show all the animals, but that's all the animals. Then this guy's hair, and the sheep is running because of the angel, and the angel coming down causes a gust of wind. And this is the only girl shepherd. Her name is Emma. Then we have a shepherd's tent in the back. Then this guy is caring for his sheep. Then I believe his name is Matthew. So he's obviously looking up at the angel. This is like a main shepherd, so this is what you would see at every classical nativity. And each figure is signed either Davidson or Simonetti, because those are the people who carved and sculpted all of the figures. Each figure is hand painted by villagers in Tuscany, Italy. And each villager can paint however they want. Then this is an angel that I have propped up in a palm tree. She has smoke and coming down. So how I got the wrinkled effect from one of the mountains is I crumbled up brown packing paper, and then I hot glued it so none of the edges would come up to boxes. You should use nice sturdy boxes, not flimsy cardboard. So then those are all the animals. So we have sheep, donkey, ox. Okay. Then we move to the three kings on their animals. So this is this king on his camel. And this king is on his horse. And then my favorite figure is the elephant. So traditionally what we learn is that the wise men came on 3 camels. But factually, the wise men arrived on a camel, a horse, and an elephant. So, once I have set up the manger, just to let everybody know. So once Mary and Joseph arrive, the 3 wise men will come off their animals. So all these figures aren't in the manger until December 24th and January 6th, but I propped them up just to show you. So once these guys arrive at the manger, I switch to these figures that I have. So it's the elephant without the king on it, and the camel, and the horse. Then we move on down at the entrance gate. So this little angel was actually my first piece. And then we have ox. And then we have a guard guarding the gate. So we have 2 guards guarding the gate. Now this set is fairly expensive. Each figure ranges from $26 to $35. This is Giorgio, and the story goes that he is taking on everybody's census. So everybody that comes into this village has to have their census taken. Okay. Then we move on to this merchant, and he looks like he is selling bread and wheat to the people around him. Then we have my favorite animal, which is a pig. And this is my biggest single piece figure, the shoe cobbler. So this is what I call the downtown area. So this is where all the merchants are. Then this guy is a fisherman, but I have him propped up as just a villager. So obviously he has his fishing rod right there, and that would go into that slot. But the way that I've set it up this year, he is just a villager in the back to complete the scene. Then we have this guy who is selling wheat, and it looks like dough goods. Then we move to the town square. So he is collecting water for the fireplace, and then she will use it for crushing the grapes. So this turns on. So there are some light up and musical pieces that Fontanini makes, but personally I only have that one light up. So he's transporting goods to the well and to the fireplace. Then we have this little pig and this drake, and then just a good old chicken, and then a palm tree. And then I put him at the town well. Then we move up to the marketplace. So this girl is what it looks like to be carrying fruit in a sack. Then a rooster propped up on the winery. And then we have the actual winery. So Fontanini does make houses and buildings. So I have a turkey and a girl in my winery, but you can set it up however you want. So you could put any bird in there, or any villager in there. So what Fontanini does, it's very interchangeable. So you don't have to do what they have it set up as. You can change it. Then this is Jareth, who would also be known as the little drummer boy. So if any of you do get this figure, be careful of that piece right there. It does break off quite frequently, and I have had to glue it back on 2 times. Then we have a goat, and all these pieces that you see here are made by Fontanini. Then we have Mary Magdalene. So all of these characters come with their own story card. So each villager that I have them set up this year might not be where they put them, but Mary Magdalene does look good in the marketplace. Then we have a standing up pig. So as you know, it does come in families. So like the goats were a pack, the pigs were a pack, the chickens were a pack, the sheep were a pack, the donkey were a pack. Then the sitting down donkey, I placed him right near the fireplace. Then we move on to the women villagers and merchants. So this girl looks like she is a florist or florist of some sort. And then Fontanini does do a yearly figure. So this is Dahlia. So this is the 27th annual limited edition figure. So she looks like she's selling mushrooms. And the only thing is that some of these figures, like Mary's donkey, doesn't quite stand up well on paper. So you might want to put them on flat surfaces or as flat as possible. Then this is my favorite figure ever. So she's just a merchant who's probably going to get water downtown, down at the well, but that is her. Then we have Hannah. So I'm not going to pick her up. Well, actually I can, but her goose just got messed up. So she's carrying wheat for a goose. And then the goose I have separately on her side. We'll just space these out. pardon. Then we have this girl. She is carrying dough, it looks like. Okay. And then, as you know, these figures won't be placed here. So Mary and Joseph have to be traveling. So she does come off of her donkey. So when she is placed, you can take her off of her donkey. And then Joseph is guiding the ropes. Then in our manger nativity, we have a seated donkey. Quite simplistic, but part of every manger or nativity scene. Then we have an ox. Then the three kings. So we have this king, this king, then Mary. They do come with several sets of the Holy Family. So you can kind of choose on which Holy Family that you like the best. Then this is my head angel that I have. She is meant to be at the resurrection scene of Jesus, but I think that she looks quite good behind the manger. And this is a nativity. People call it a manger, but the manger is actually just the bed where Jesus laid in. Then we have this king. This king is probably my favorite. And then this is my version of Joseph, but there are many versions. And this is his bed. That's Joseph, that's the angel. And then once it comes to January 25th, I do have baby Jesus who will be placed in his manger bed. And I will have to move the ox, but that's where he is for now. So this is my 2022 Fontanini nativity. And I don't know if I mentioned, but they do come with many greenery, so you can buy different trees. It's very versatile to set up how you want, but it is quite expensive. That's my only downside to this. So what a lot of people do is annually they will get like around 6 figures, and then you grow your nativity. So this is like a grow, and then it's like an heirloom. Then I have mounted up a light that is focused on Jesus. So as you can see, if I turn this light off, you can see how dark it gets, and you see how there's not much light. So if you were, I would definitely get a manger from Fontanini that has a light. When I first collected these, I did not get a manger that had a light. So I have mounted a light right here that gives my whole nativity some light. It doesn't matter how you set up this nativity, but the main focus is Jesus.